So, you may have heard of an individual called Gary V. Gary V. So who is Gary V? So I'm gonna tell you about Gary V. So Gary V, he is an entrepreneur, he is an author, he's a speaker, and he is an internet personality. And some of you might be scratching your head, you might be thinking, Gary who? I still don't know who he is. So you know what? I've got a clip here for you. So let's watch.
I don't have time for my side hustle, my Twitch channel, my Instagram account, my Shopify store selling hoodies. And I keep getting to this new place, which is, talk to me about your bills. Like, why'd you buy an apartment that stretches you? Why is your car so fancy? Like, why do you need the new Gucci every time? Like, why are you going out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night? Like, why are you going to Coachella? Like, why are you going to Avengers opening night and buying the biggest piece of popcorn and candy? Like, the answer to all of your questions is not how much money you make or how much time you have, it's what you're spending your money on. I'm tired of talking about people having the ability to tune out the negative. I'm done telling you to not worry about haters and trolls and negative opinions. I'm actually flipping the fucking script on you, and I'm gonna yell at, and I'm gonna push at, and I'm gonna try to inspire or communicate a perspective for you to stop hearing the cheering. The reason so many struggle with negativity is because they overvalue positive reinforcement. You're addicted to people telling you you're pretty. You're addicted to people telling you you're good at basketball. You're addicted to parents and teachers telling you you're a good student. You're addicted to opinions. Once you learn how to not overvalue somebody who's commending or complimenting you is the second you go down the path of dealing with the reverse. In 2011 is a long time ago for a lot of people. That year, I decided to go on Twitter search, and anybody that talked about wine, I jumped in and talked to them. How did I get here? Hand-to-hand combat. Give me your phone. Let me show you something. So you go to Columbia, Maryland, you go to places, right? So I'm in internet search, right? So this is gonna work for all of you if you wanna build. So you just go to Columbia, Maryland, and right now it's gonna show you all the top photos and all the recent photos. What I did, but on Twitter, with the word Pinot Noir, is I literally, and look, Instagram's a little bit of a different, like the first photo is like a dude who's like looking real fucking diesel and shit. And so like, I mean, you could, like, and this, I'm not joking, I would literally go in here and be like, swole.
Right,
Post.
right.
I did it.
He's like, I didn't want to say that.
But this is, look, there's a couple good things going for you. One, your name is Real Little Brian. Like the fact, this is how I think, right? I think.
I was gonna ask you about that too.
Right? I think it is good. And again, look, like what's gonna be unpopular? Attractive people. So as a guy, it's a pretty girl, you don't wanna come across you gotta be thoughtful. You don't have to go to every post, but you go to these posts, right? And like this is happening these posts are happening in this town, right? Like for example, here's something about she went to Wegmans, right? Mm-hmm. Literally, you're like, love that. And I'm doing it right for you right now because I don't think people get it, love that place, right? So I want you to become the mayor of the town. I did what I just showed you for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours a day on Twitter. If I was nobody, which is 99% of people now, I don't have 1 million followers. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to build my dreams and aspirations. I'm literally doing what I just showed you for 10 hours a day.
So after watching this clip, I'm sure now some of you are familiar with Gary Vee. You're like, you can't miss him on the internet. Like his words of wisdom are profound. A couple of weeks ago, like I was just scrolling through Instagram, and I found one of Gary Vee's videos, and I was watching it, and you know, it really hit home. So you know, I left a comment, and he pinned one of my comments to his Instagram. So that, again, because I've been watching Gary Vee for a number of years, I couldn't believe, you know, that he pinned one of my comments to his videos. So that was again another surreal sort of like full circle moment. And in the video, he was talking about people usually come up to him and they're like, oh, Gary Vee, you've been on this show and that show and this podcast and that podcast. Like, how do you do it? So he was like, I do it by constantly putting out content. And you know what? Some of my videos, they may go viral, they may get hundreds of thousands or millions of views, but I still do get videos that get 10 views, 75 views, 50 views. And he was saying it's in those videos that get the 50, the 10, the 75 views. The people watch that video, you don't know who they are. So one of the 10 people could be a producer on that show you want to be on, could be the host of that podcast you want to go on. You don't know when your content will resonate with someone. You can never predict when someone will reach out to you. So, you know, it's all about consistency. Same thing as I mentioned earlier for John Campier. You've just got to be consistent, because in this YouTube space, I know a lot of people who have started YouTubing and podcasting and whatnot, and you know, within less than 6 months, maybe 8, 9, they stop because, you know, they go in thinking, oh, I'm gonna go viral in the next sort of like 2 weeks, but you haven't built up an audience. Like I've mentioned earlier, like I've got a worldwide audience. That's not to brag. I've done the breakdown of my podcast. I've done the breakdown of my YouTube channel. And when I started doing this, you know, I just knew that, you know, I knew that there would be people who would resonate with what I have to say. And you know what? That's true, because I see it in the global demographic of who listens and watches this podcast. So consistency, people. Consistency is the key. If there's one thing to take away from this video, it is this video podcast. It is consistency.